Tango? What are you doing? Did you start the episode without me? I sleep a little bit late one morning and it's all set to go viral. You know what? Maybe you should host. You're cuter, you don't ramble, and I bet the algorithm loves you. But what if it was Tango Goes Beyond?
Tango goes beyond with Martino by his side.
Back in position, Commander. You had your moment of fame. I will drive, and you, my dear, will work your algorithm magic. Good morning to you all, Martino here, and here's the lead protagonist, the main character, Tango, the mighty orangutango. Well, following our past videos on the province of Benevento, my own province, which I hope you liked, and if you did, please like it, comment it, do everything you have to do about it, okay? Well, today we are going to discover a land of past grandeur, of beautiful mountains, of beautiful pastures, the land of the royal palace of Caserta. Well, so I hope you're all sitting cozily, because it's time to get along, and welcome to
Martino goes beyond. Martino goes beyond. Martino goes
Welcome to Caserta, a land of contrasts, where abandoned castles and ancient legends coexist with one of the most ambitious architectural dreams in Europe. The Versailles of Italy, the royal palace of the Naboo planet, where maybe we'll find Padme and she'll join me in this world tour. In this episode, we'll explore the illusion of absolute power, carved in marble, controlled through water, and imposed on people. And it all begins here. Welcome to the Royal Palace of Caserta. It's not just a palace, it's a political statement carved in stone. The Bourbons dreamed of reshaping their world through grandeur and power, moving here, their capital.
This place looks so amazing that I'm not able to give it justice just with my camera. So I guess you should really come and visit yourself.
A temple to power designed by Vanvitelli, triumph of Italian Baroque, one of the biggest royal residences in the world, with magical perspectives molding architecture into nature, a masterpiece calculated to impress and to control. Even the throne room was designed for showing the power of the king. Imagine, 40 meters to walk to meet him. Pure psychological warfare. Here they tried something even more radical, a factory city, San Leucio. A utopia of silk, equality, and control. One of the first industrious poles of Italy, where the production of silk reached excellence. This was one more element of the royal dream, to create the perfect center of power.
And did you know that even the flags in the Buckingham Palace and the White House are woven in the San Leucio silk? The more you know.
And then the rural Versailles. If San Leucio was the industrial hub, this was the hub of horse breeding, agriculture, and hunting. For a long time, Carditello has been a forgotten jewel, a power's dream that time had left to rot, which is slowly getting back to its former glory. The Reggia of Caserta is immersed in a gigantic park, 120 hectares, symmetry as ideology. You can best see the Reggia's perfect symmetry from the central axis of the Italian garden, standing at the palace terrace. From there, the twin rows of fountains, basins, statues, and tree-lined paths stretch straight into the horizon, creating a visual corridor of absolute balance. Water is protagonist in all its shapes.
So Vanvitelli built another masterpiece, the Acquedotto Carolino.
An aqueduct that cuts through mountains and sky, carrying the lifeblood of Caserta's fantasy. But nothing lasts forever. Not kingdoms, not gardens, not the illusion of control. In 1860, Garibaldi and his allies overthrew the kingdom of the Bourbons. The glorious ruler who gifted aesthetic grandeur to these lands had fallen. And exactly here in ThI'm, Garibaldi shook hands with Victor Emmanuel II and handed him the conquered lands. Italy was born under the royalty of the Savoy, another glorious family and kingdom that would have not lasted long through it. But not only Italy was born here. From the territory of ThI'm and its surroundings came some of the earliest traces of the Italian vernacular, recorded in the Placiti Capuani, legal documents of the 10th century, which also include Capua and Sessaurunca, showing that the Italian language itself was first written here. But before Garibaldi, before the Bourbons, before the Middle Ages, ThI'm itself was once the city of the Sidicini, another Italic tribe, neighbor to the Samnites, a tribe who also resisted but ended up defeated, such as the victors, the Romans, would have been later in history. Through history, walls were built, cities and civilizations rose, theaters echoed with voices. Now they lie still, memories of the past, half buried beneath the weight of time. Caiazzo. Even now, its cyclopic walls hold the breath of lost centuries, a time when this place stood strong.
These cyclopic walls were built by the same people who was ruling these lands, the Samnites. And, well, considering the apparent technical limitations those people had, it's quite impressive to see that these walls are still standing and that we can still witness them.
But the people who built them are forgotten. Trebula Balliensis, a name barely spoken now. But these stones once heard political debates, sacred rites, the thunder of life. What does a city become when no one walks its streets?
We did not come to Greece today. Unbelievable.
Pietra Vairano. High above the valley, the gods were once summoned to this stage. A theater and a temple melted in one unique structure, where voices rose straight to the house of Zeus. Today, mostly the wind answers.
No more applauses, just time blowing in the wind.
Another stronghold from antiquity, Alife. Samnite pride which fell under the Roman order. Some memories still stand, some are buried, but the battles are gone. What is that remains from the past? The victory, or just the stone that marked it? And then there is Cales, today's Calvi Risorta, once capital of the Ausones, then one of the Rome's first colonies in the south. Today, a ghost, an archaeological forgotten memory.
It is hard to believe that all this wild vegetation around me once used to be the city of Cales.
But the pearl of antiquity in Casertan province is Capua, in today's Santa Maria Capua Vetere. It was the most important city in the area and one of the biggest of Italic antiquity until it got involved between the two geographic superpowers, causing the start of the first war between Samnites and Romans.
Capua is host to the second largest amphitheater after the Colosseum in Rome.
Here blood was spectacle.
And this is the place where the gladiator, not Maximus but Spartacus, started his uprising.
Kingdoms vanish. Most names are forgotten, but the memory remain, carved in stone, written in silence. They remind us of what humans can dream and what they can leave behind. And yet, even these masterpieces lie still while the forest moves. The earth remembers without wars. Where power once ruled, breath now returns. Roots reclaim, water carves. The land is not a monument, it is alive, and it has its own pulse. On Matese is where you can feel this breath. A lake holds the sky in silence. A path climbs into the clouds. The wind becomes voice.
well trained yet. Heavy, always.
Carved into the mountainside, Letino follows the land's own design. No one rules the rhythms of these streets. No one owns the passage of sun through these valleys. The village breathes with the land. The cypress forest of Fonte Greca. Here time feels different. The oldest cypress grove in Europe, one of the few groves not haunted by a cancer that is wiping away cypresses throughout the continent. Not built, not planted. Chosen by Earth itself.
Super dark and quite creepy. Let's venture in. This peculiar rock formation just behind me is believed to be the nipple of the breast of the Holy Mary. Also, it is believed that the water dropping from it is healing the site.
I don't think I will venture down there this time. Nope. I should remember to get flashlights when I get into caves.
Nature always takes back its place. Once a garden of control, a royal delight designed and owned, today it breathes in full autonomy. The forest is no longer ruled, it's protected. Power fades, but care, that survives. And what we shape with care, we carry forward. Therefore, the real power of humanity is moral, not royal. And there are many places in this province that tell us of real power. During the Nazi occupation, this tiny village made a choice. While deportation spread across Italy, the people of Tora e Picilli hid dozens of Jewish families in basements, haylofts and caves along the forest's edge. They risked everything. Not for orders, not for medals, but because it was right. Here, memory lives in every door that opened and every silence that protected someone's name. Not far away in October 1943, as the Germans retreated north, they punished anyone who helped the partisans. Conca della Campania was one of those towns. Dozens of civilians were murdered, some shot in the street, others burned with their homes. The kings were gone, the armies were shifting, but here, people were still paying for courage. And this town has chosen to leave some ruins standing, not out of poverty, but as a proof. Because real power is not forgetting pain, real power is remembering it and refusing to lie about who paid the price.
The old town of Pietramelara until 60, 70 years ago, more or less, was bustling with life, with people working, students, priests, children. And one of the most interesting things about this town is that the local association put these posters on the wall depicting the people that used to live in those times. And honestly, I believe it's a very beautiful idea to let these streets live again. And it's touching, you know, to see these people in the places where they used to live. These places were bustling with life, and now they're quite empty. And, well, congratulations to the local association of Pietramelara.
And then there is Valogno, a great town that was almost gone, until Giovanni and his wife Dora moved in to give their children a more human life, and to help their son Pasquale, who suffers from encephalitis. Grey is essential to Giovanni's vision. He uses it to describe absence, lack of life, colour, memory and stimulation. It is both literal, in the fading village, and metaphorical, in the lack of vitality in his son's brain development.
This place, it's wonderful.
The purpose of the project is to color the grey, to bring life, memory and activity back through art, for Pasquale and for the community. artists from the whole world came. Wall by wall, alley by alley, they transformed Bologna. The murals didn't just decorate, they brought life back.
Time machine to the Middle Ages.
Gioia Samnitica, where another kind of memory holds a crumbling castle together. Here they still recall the legend of Erbanina, a local witch married to the lord who used to rule this castle. Doubting of her nature, he substituted the ointment that the witches used to fly with common lard. When she started her flight to join the witches in Benevento, she fell to her death from this very tower. Locals say that you can still hear her screams in the mountains around. And then there is Riardo, where the water never stopped moving. Before the water branded Ferrarelle and the factories, the Roman already knew of the sparkling springs in these lands. The same springs that fed an empire still flow beneath this land. Some powers never needed thrones, they just kept flowing. And concerning water, there is also Prata Sannita, where the springs of Lete do not simply flow, they echo of an ancient power. To touch this water is to touch the boundary between remembering and letting go. Nature here does not just preserve memory. It offers the sacred gift of forgetting. Not something it offered me though. Lete is indeed the river of oblivion, where souls drink to lose their memory, to be reborn. The old Caserta, which once ruled the valley, until the new city rose below and the crown moved on. The stones cracked, the towers emptied. But then, quietly, people came back. Restorers, artists, dreamers, they gave voice to the silence. Every stone retaken from the weeds became a promise that beauty is not something you inherit, it's something you rebuild. On the cliffs of the ancient volcano of Roccamolfina, faith lives close to the stone. Generations climb these paths, not for spectacle, but for peace. And we come at last to Sant'Angelo in Formis, where color has survived 1,000 years. Its walls still glow with faces, painted when the kingdoms fell and rose again. Built over a temple of Diana, people say time erases everything. But this place disagrees. Every brushstroke here is a rebellion against oblivion, a declaration that beauty, once born, will not easily be ruled out. This is what real power looks like. Not kingdoms, not crowns, but memory, cared for and passed on.
And so it ends our documentary regarding the province of Caserta. I hope you enjoyed the ride. It was a tiny bit more difficult this time because of flights regulation for the drone and my own mistakes, such as the one of Sesarunca where I lost all my footage, and that's quite sad to say the least. But nevertheless, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope it was pleasing enough. And well, we will see each other next episode, which is gonna be Napoli province. I will not cover the city of Napoli because if you search on YouTube, you will find a lot of content, billions of videos regarding that city. So I don't see why I should replicate that. But trust me, the province is wide enough and full of things to see. So it will be, I hope the story will be interesting as well. And except the Sorrento Peninsula, of course, because you will see, I will do another video for all that area. So it will be just Napoli, the islands, no Sorrento Peninsula and no Napoli city. Now you gotta do what you gotta do. You gotta follow, subscribe, hit the bell, comment, and follow us on every social medias, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok. And I'm not sure the subscriptions will be on Patreon by the time this video is out, but if they are, we would really enjoy you supporting us, because that's the fuel for our journey. And if you enjoy what we're doing, that would be the nicest thing to do for us. Well, I gotta keep going, so don't forget to tag along, because this was Martino Goes Beyond. See you in Napoli.
Martino goes beyond with tango by his side. through ancient towns and oceans wide, with wonder burning deep inside. Martino